Hello, here I am, here we are one. Episode 1 of Power Slap League Road to the Title Season 2, that is. When we last bothered to check in with the even stupider version of the knockout game, Ace Slapper KO Chris Thomas claimed the welterweight title by dropping perhaps the weakest competitor in the competition, and Emmanuel Muniz lost a decision to some guy who cares. Now they're back in POW form, this time to provide pearls of wisdom to a whole new class of slapper slappies. And with a combined several months of experience, who better to steer the new crop toward Power Slap League superstardom?
Some of the fights that season literally got hundreds of millions of views.
And dozens of likes, let's not forget.
Our new sport, Power Slap, took off like a rocket.
Specifically, one particular rocket.
Houston, we have a problem.
After Road to the Title Season 1, every one of the events were incredibly successful.
And by successful, did you really mean hard to watch? Both because you lost your TV deal and also because each fight is like a Shakespearean tragedy without all that Shakespeare stuff.
So our matchmakers went out and found the best fighting talent in the world and brought everyone to Vegas to get the competition started.
The fact they've actually got some international competitors sort of supports that claim, but when we find out later that they just had to send in a video saying why they hated their own brain cells to get a shot, and then later see the type of skills they bring to the table thingy, yeah, the rug kind of gets pulled out from under the whole premise just a bit. Four guys were so dominant, or just not completely inept, and were thus given a bye to the next round, while everyone else had to get their slap on if they wanted in on this highly prestigious event. Dana then proceeds to go on an absolute tear, throwing out more blatant lies than an addict showing up to a surprise intervention.
I've never been a part of something so successful in such a short amount of time.
Are you being sarcastic, dude?
After season 1, some of these guys are quitting their jobs.
That there aren't any of.
There's real money in this. There's real sponsorship in this.
There's $4. I got 27 cents here. That's a lot of it.
There's real opportunity for you to change your family's lives and your lives.
How? By ensuring your wife has one more diaper to change? Look at these guys. Half of them, I swear, were just yanked out of an intersection. I wouldn't be surprised if they were still holding squeegees. Like these two. One looks like he meant to go to a parent-teacher meeting at his kid's high school, but got too blazed up and wandered off. The other, I'm not even sure he's awake. Either way, it's time for the coaches to draft their dream teams and go head-to-head injury against one another.
K.O. Grass! I'm fucking hungry. I'm hungrier than ever.
Well, I hope they stock the pantry.
These two will face off at the end of the season in what will definitely be a badass championship fight.
It would honestly be impossible for anyone to be excited about this match, partly because Chris is obviously going to win, and partly because literally no one cares about this ridiculous joke spectacle. Whoa, an ad for Power Slap Mobile? Just what we've all been waiting for. A mobile slap fighting game. Now you can take all the excitement and sadness of Power Slap with you anywhere you go.
You want this, kid? So does everybody else.
Quick intermission to show you the pathetic state of their video game. You know, I expected this to be garbage, but good God. I doubt your phone will even work after downloading this piece of shit. Whoa, that's just like your brain after Power Slap. Touche, developers.
First, you gotta train like a pro. Then, you gotta look like a pro.
Okay, Dana's not a coach, so that's wrong, but the slappers all looking like Jimmy Neutron's high school dropout cousin is pretty true to the source material. And new coaches are valuable. That ought to get those download numbers up. Anyways, back to the real deal. We get our first coin toss of many this season, obviously. But this one's to determine which coach will get the highly coveted first pick. It's also the first time we get the opportunity to ask the question, why do they keep saying it's red versus blue when they're in black and blue? I don't know. I mean, they could have just called them that.
All right, you have the first pick.
Ryan Wallace.
That's your first pick? He looks like the guy your internet provider sends over to fix your router when it starts acting up.
Komsa Seren?
Holy shit, it's that guy whose face exploded. Well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be a real best in the world slap fighting competition without him.
Komsa
Is great at taking punishment.
They show the fighters, and with only a few exceptions, they all look so incredibly unathletic. And even, dare I say it, inbred?
Jonathan Bone.
That's That's a tough one, but you tried your best. Does someone have a fruit roll-up we can give Chris?
We put both teams and a few of our alternates through a combine with our sports science team.
Dana explains they've come up with a highly scientific slap score. It sounds like something that should be illegal, but it's how they can tell from the outset who's going to be oh so sick at this.
It's actually a great way to be able to compare these competitors no matter what weight class they're in.
Oh my God, honestly, just stop talking. It's getting so much more embarrassing the more you try to make this sound like something it's not. So into the Power Slap Mansion they go to become the best of friends, just like last year. You run in, I follow. You slap me, I slap you. You do an expert backflip, I do one that nearly requires a medical expert.
Pool's amazing. I already hit a backflip as soon as I got here.
Did you? Because the shooting star style one they showed wasn't you. All we saw you do was sit next to the pool and look like making 170 might be a bit of a challenge.
Us big boys, we're athletes too. We still move, we still got action.
That's right, there's super heavyweights in the mix this time, which is good news for the king of eating things, Ryan Phillips.
Good one. Having all these super heavyweights around, it's obviously going to be the most expensive food budget we've ever had, too.
Why they gotta zoom in on that guy's stomach, though?
So what are you looking at my gut for? What do we want to see? The big boys give a slap? There's a lot of knockouts coming.
Okay, we may just hold you to that. Time for some shotgun seltzers, a few smacks on the dummy that can't possibly withstand a shot from these titans, and a guy sound asleep upright in a chair. It's stuff like that that makes me worried some of these guys won't be as easily hated as just about everyone from last season. Speaking of hateable people, seeing a Cardone Ventures $100 million business scaling blueprint ad during the show means the producers really know who their target audience is. Men aged 18 to 45 who are dumb as all fuck.
If the airbag makes sense to you, bro, like treat your face like an airbag, dude.
Whoa, slow down, Professor Thomas. Let me get a pen and paper. This is some really good knowledge you're dropping here. You know, I'm not sure what's more of a dead giveaway that Chris is tweaked out of his mind. That sentence or the fact that he can only stay still for 5 or 6 milliseconds at a time. Even guys on his team wearing Team KO Chris hats are already looking at him like,
If you have any questions, just ask me. Let's just get it, burn some sweat.
class is in session. Time to burn some sweat and learn from the best in the world. Can he give Coach Darius the Destroyer a barefoot run for his money?
You flick your knees just like I flick my knees. You're using your knees to your advantage. It's fucking awesome.
If you don't flick your knees, don't even bother. That's what I always say.
Chris and Manny absolutely hate each other.
Dana's got a real uphill battle to sell this fight. Now, not only did Muniz not look particularly good in season 1, but there was zero beef between him and Chris. It really would have made more sense if they'd chosen Slap Jesus as the other coach. I wonder why that didn't pan out.
What is that, Newman's Law? Everything go wrong will go wrong.
Let's get it. Come on.
Well, actual assault could help the cause a bit. No KO this time for Chris, just a couple sucker punches instead.
Chris needs to start acting like a professional.
Yet here you are employing him and not reprimanding him in any way. Really makes it sound like you don't believe the words coming out of your own mouth. Of course, you did also say numerous times that safety is of the utmost priority, so yeah, that's not exactly new. They show a graphic indicating we're just 4 short minutes away from our first match, what we in the biz call a tease. And it works because for half a second I was like, all right, almost time for a fight. But then I quickly realized they're just slapping each other and it's nothing to be excited about.
I have a lot of speed behind my hits, along with power, and honestly accuracy too.
That will come in handy as last year accuracy was a bit of a problem.
This new group of competitors is better trained than even last season.
Wouldn't exactly be all that difficult. Ooh, our first tail of the tape with slap score. Here's what you do. Take 22 years old and add 5'10", multiplied by 202.5 pounds, and of course you get 714.
None of this matters.
Now, some of the catcher guys look like they're doing Dog the Bounty Hunter cosplay, but really, they're wearing cameras so that we, the viewer, can get an even closer look at all the concussive blows to the head. I hear next season they plan on putting a microphone inside each guy's skull so we can hear how many times their brains make contact. Should really add to the whole experience. Okay, that looked like definitely stepping and possibly clubbing as well, but no call will be made, so Garrett, make yourself comfortable in the house, buddy. You're here to stay.
because I'm coming for that belt, and I am the #1 Power Slap champion.
Well said. Okay, we made it, and that officially kicks off our journey through another season of Power Slap League Road to the Title. Like, share, subscribe, check back soon for more episodes, and most importantly, don't forget to get your slap score assessed. I'm the J-Shot, thanks for watching, and all the best.